Hi everyone, and welcome to my presentation today of the 4 proven marketing systems every business must optimize to maximize revenue growth. If that's what you were looking for, you're in the right place, and we'll get started here in just a few minutes. Now's a great time if you'd like to get a drink of water or finish up that last second email, run to the restroom, any of that type of stuff. Please go ahead and do it now, and we'll get started here in just a few minutes. Thank you. Hi everyone, welcome again. We'll get going here in just another couple of minutes. We still got a lot of people logging on to the presentation, so we'll give everyone here just a minute to get settled in, and then we'll get rolling. Thank you. Okay, everybody, let's go ahead and get going. Again, the presentation today is the 4 proven marketing systems every business must optimize to maximize revenue growth. I've got a lot of information for you here today, so we're going to hustle through this presentation, and I'm going to do my best to keep it to an hour as promised. Just a few logistics here before we get going. One, if you have any questions, please type them in to the question box below this presentation, and I will receive those, and I will do my best to answer as many of them as I can at the end of this presentation. And those that I don't get the opportunity to answer, we will respond to you within 24 hours, either myself or someone on my team, to make sure that we get back to you. Let's see here. I will also be recording this presentation, so no need to be, furiously scribbling notes. I'll get you a recording, and you can watch it as many times as you'd like. And finally, if you hover over the image of the presentation here using your computer mouse, you will see on the lower right-hand side of the image of the presentation a little box. You can click on that, and it will expand this presentation into full screen mode on your computer screen, if that makes it easier for you to view. And at any time, you can just hit escape and go back to the normal view where you can access that question box if you'd like to. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going, everybody. In the next hour here, I'm going to teach you how you can dominate your market and take your income to entirely new levels. I work almost entirely with small businesses, and I work with them to leverage marketing and technology to achieve maximum results. All small businesses are resource constrained. Time, money, manpower, right? We're all hustling to do more with less. And I found that it's critical in order to get that maximum growth out of your business that you can. You've got to take advantage of the marketing systems and technology that are out there that can allow you to leverage those resources that you have to their fullest extent. Now, unfortunately, I found that 95% of small businesses across just about any vertical industry are missing at least 2 out of the 4 marketing systems that we're going to cover today that are critical to achieve maximum growth. So my bet is that amongst the folks who are on this presentation today, we have a lot of room for improvement. Now, why is that? Well, the competitive landscape for business has changed dramatically, particularly over the last 10 years. We've seen just dramatic changes in the way that we do business due to technology and the internet and software. So the landscape has changed, and so has the way your customers find and shop for your services or products. Unfortunately, businesses, and small businesses in particular, have been slow to adapt to these changes. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to cover what those major changes are, and we're going to talk about the important systems that you need to make sure that you have in place to capitalize on these changes. So what are the 3 big drivers of change that I mentioned? Well, they are search, social, and mobile. And I'm sure these are all terms that you're familiar with. However, you may not be exactly familiar with how these things are impacting your business, how it's impacting how your consumers desire to do business with you, and the decisions that you need to make at your business to make sure that you're capitalizing on these changes. So let's go ahead and jump into them. Search engines didn't even exist 15 years ago. Now they are just a part of the way that we operate every single day, right? It's easier than ever to find information about products, services, companies, people, places, whatever it is that you're looking for. And search engines now are accessible from multiple devices, right? We can access search from our computers, from our iPads or tablets, and of course from our smartphones now when we're walking around or driving around. So information really has become incredibly accessible, and the search engines have become the predominant way that people now find information about those products and businesses. It's no longer the yellow pages, it's search engines. In fact, 92% of consumers have more confidence in the information found online than they do in anything from a sales clerk or other source. So in other words, what this is saying is not only are we finding our information online, but we actually trust it more than the information that we get directly from businesses, right? And that makes sense. When information is coming from a business directly, we feel like they're selling us or advertising to us, right? So we have more faith in the information that we find in search engines than we do from information directly from the businesses. Now, social is the second major factor. And if search engines have grown fast, well then, social media sites are just absolutely on fire. It's unbelievable, the growth in social. And connecting and sharing with others and sharing our opinions with others has never been so easy. And those opinions are highly visible, right? People spend a lot of time in the search engines each day. So what's being shared with them is very, very visible, now very much a part of people's everyday lives. And because of that, the search engines are also paying attention. So Google and Bing, the MSN search engine, and Yahoo, they're all trying to find ways to capture that information that's being created and shared within the social media sites to make sure that it's also being incorporated in the data that you get from the search engines. So the important thing that you need to know about this is that it's easier than ever for people to create and share information about how they feel about your business and your products and your services. So the content about your business that's out there on the web is largely not being created by you anymore. It's the consumers that are the publishers of that information. And that's a major, major impact on how we do business. In fact, look at this statistic. 70% of consumers consult reviews or ratings online before purchasing, Okay, and that comes from a document called Zero Moment of Truth that was published by Google in 2011. So social is having a huge impact on how people make buying decisions. And then the third major factor is mobile. And this may be the biggest game changer of all. Okay, and why is that? Well, it was one thing when we had access to all this great information on our computers. But the reality is, most people are not sitting at their computers 24 hours a day. They're up and about and, traveling around town, going to meetings, whatever it is that they're doing, shopping. Now they have access to all of this information in the palm of their hands no matter where they're at, and they're using it. Mobile search gives that immediate gratification that people are looking for. So if you're not present on mobile, and if you don't understand how mobile is changing people's buying behavior, your competitors will eat your lunch. In fact, the statistics, look at this. Mobile searches have quadrupled in the last year according to Google. 1 in 7 searches are now mobile. So you add all of this up, and it's easier than ever for consumers to quickly research and compare various products and services. This is a screenshot from a site called TripAdvisor that I'm sure many of you have been to. TripAdvisor has become incredibly powerful in the hospitality industry because of all of the reviews and feedback that are posted in its site about the various hotels and restaurants and places to visit around the world that are out there. I know, for me personally, when we travel and plan a vacation, TripAdvisor is a place that I spend a lot of time doing my research. And it really, really, really has an impact on the decisions that I make about the places that I want to stay. So the hospitality industry has been dramatically impacted by TripAdvisor and some similar sites. But it's not just the hospitality industry, it's all industries. The companies that get it, the companies that understand this and know how to optimize the way that they work with these three factors are crushing the companies that don't. So the big question for you is, how do you strategically work with these three big drivers of change to make sure you come out on top in your industry? And it means that now more than ever, you need to have a marketing plan that works. When I talk to small businesses, they say, man, there's so much going on. There's so much technology out there. There's so much change happening so fast. And it's not like I have the time to sit around and study this stuff and work on this stuff all day, every day. How do I keep up? How do I make decisions about what I should be doing at my business? Well, my approach is to simplify the challenges that these businesses face and clarify the approach for success. And I do that by suggesting that there are just these 4 key marketing systems that you must impact or you must maximize at your business. And I refer to this as the R4 marketing framework. And you can see it here, just a very simple triangle, and you can see why it's called the R4 marketing framework. Each of those words there begin with the letter R. And it starts at the bottom with reputation, and then there's reach, resell, and referral. And you'll notice that arrow looping back around to the bottom there, pointing back to reputation. And that's an important arrow there. So the idea behind this triangle is that at the base of it is reputation. Reputation is what people think about us and about our businesses and our products and our services. Now, we all know that reputation has always been important in business, but it's now more important than ever. And we'll explain why. But the big reason why is because it's never been easier for people to share what they feel about your business online. So that information about your reputation, those feelings about your reputation and how you deliver your products and services can now spread like wildfire. Next is